We've spoken about delicious food and movies. I think it's time we talk about some delicious drinks, mostly alcoholic. This is probably because actors and directors in Hollywood snort a lot more coke than they drink, and because alcohol is awesome. If we see someone on the screen drinking a beer, we instantly know they're cool. Or they're bad, or they're American, or they're lazy. Alright, beer might be too broad an example. No matter the type of character who drinks a beer, or a wine, or a cocktail, most filmmakers out there know how to make a drink look too good to pass up. They know how to make that shit look mouth-watering. So let's jump right in. If you're older than 18, grab a beer, like 5 maybe, and let's have a toast to some of the tastiest, most refreshing drinks we see in cinema. Alcoholic drinks have a special power to connect with a character and become a key trait of their being. You can't picture the dude from The Big Lebowski without a White Russian in his hand, just like how you can't separate James Bond from his Vespa martinis. The dude's White Russian is 2 parts vodka, 1 part Kahlua, and 1 part heavy cream, lazily stirred with one's own finger. This perfectly encapsulates the dude's personality. It's a chaotic infusion of flavors. He isn't after perfection, but he is proud of his own work. Just like how he was proud of that rug that tied the room together. If you go into the effort to make this obscure drink, I'm sure you wouldn't want to spill any of it when getting dragged into the back of the limo too.
Hey, careful, man! There's a beverage here, huh?
On the complete opposite end of the spectrum is James Bond's Vespa Martini. It's 3 ounce Gordon's gin, 1 ounce vodka, and half an ounce Lillet Blanc. Shaken, not stirred. It's classy yet bold, and must be exactly to the recipe. This represents Bond as professional and calculated, and it also demonstrates Bond's rebellious nature, as vodka wasn't commonly drunk by the British due to its Soviet heritage. Each drink masterfully explains the character it belongs to without ever saying any words. And if you ever want to have a fun night, start it off with 2 Vespa Martinis and you'll be sorted. Or you'll look like Barney from The Simpsons, one or the other. Alcohol can be used by filmmakers for many different uses. It can be used to get a character to open up a little and reveal hidden details of themselves. Jack Torrance in The Shining orders a Jack Daniels, and drunkenly tells Lloyd about his problems with his wife and how he never hurt his kid. And then directly after tells him how he did hurt his kid. The magic of alcohol. I know both Jacks here are supposed to be the villain in the scene, but that does look like a damn fine glass of whiskey. The feeling of being drunk can also be a big part of pushing a movie's plot forward. In Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, Hunter S. Thompson uses a signature cocktail, the Singapore Sling, to keep himself at a good drunk throughout the movie, along with an array of other substances, of course, in order to find the American dream. With the way he was drinking these, I'm sure I would be dreaming too. Thompson notoriously ordered the drink alongside a shot of mezcal and a beer chaser to brace himself for his trip to Vegas. This would get me pretty smashed, but is honestly light work for Thompson. This definitely helped him navigate the streets and casinos of Vegas. Product placement is a staple of any B-grade movie, or these days any multi-million-dollar franchise, depending on which one you look at. When I think about the Fast and Furious movies, I think about 3 things: family, cars, and Corona. At least half of these movies have prominent Corona scenes. It's a staple of the franchise. A Corona bottle with its label facing the camera will appear anytime a character says the word. It's just like Beetlejuice. Another funny product placement is in Transformers 4. It's an intense action scene. Michael Bay doing what Michael Bay does. Until a bright blue Bud Light truck is shown and destroyed on screen. The camera spends what feels like about 3 minutes showing these ice-cold beers on the ground. And of course, Wahlberg picks one up and drinks it. Mid-climax of the movie, by the way. I'm surprised he didn't say how good it tastes. Probably because it's hard to say Bud Light tastes any good, even with millions of dollars thrown at you. Side note, but the scene where Stanley Tucci creates a Beats by Dre speaker out of nowhere is hilarious.
You like music? The pill.
Buy it now at beatsbydre.com and be entered into a chance to win a whole case of Bud Light beer. Father Stu approved. One last thing I want to talk about takes the drinking from the movies into real life. Drinking games. We all love them. They turn sitting at home watching a movie into a competitive game of endurance, strategy, and sheer willpower. I could go on for hours about the best movies that turn into drinking games, but I'm only going to mention a couple. And these games will get you crunk. Game number 1. Simple but hard challenge. Watch the B movie and take a sip of your drink every time the word B is said. You'll be stumbling around before you can say,
You like jazz?
Game number 2. Watch the superhero movie and every time you laugh, you sip. A classic try not to laugh challenge with a movie that isn't too funny by itself, but after 4 beers, this challenge gets fucking hard. Really, any Leslie Nielsen movie would work for this. Game 3. Okay, this one's for the masochists. This one's going to be a bit painful. Choose any of those awful average Netflix movies. You know the ones that I'm talking about. They star Ryan Reynolds and The Rock, and they're all practically the same. Red Notice, Fountain of Youth, Six Underground, those sorts of movies. Drink anytime there's a needle drop with a popular song. Drink anytime there's an establishing shot where the name of the location appears on the screen. Drink anytime the characters say a joke that doesn't land. Drink anytime a character confidently does something unrealistic or impossible. Drink when the main characters are just chirping each other for really no reason. Add a few more rules if you like. Maybe put a little mustache on the screen, and anytime a character aligns with it, you take a shot. But after this, you will be knocked out. But these were just a few examples that really demonstrate the magical connection films have with alcohol. They enhance each other and are a perfect match. I think I'm going to go knock back a couple of beers and watch Fat Albert. Just remember to drink responsibly. Thank you for watching.